Oh, hi there. I was just playing with some base 10 blocks, just like your students might when they're given the manipulatives. If these are like your students, just know you're not alone. I was there too when I was trying to teach two-digit addition without regrouping. Hi there. I'm Cheryl, and I teach primary math teachers how to keep their students on task and learning. Why do we even start with base 10 blocks? Before I even hand my students a worksheet or mention the words traditional algorithm, I want them to build the numbers with blocks because it's the clearest way for them to see the values of a 10 and a 1. It builds that solid foundation and it definitely cuts down on those mistakes later. Okay, Cheryl, that's great, but how do I go about teaching it? I'm here to show you. You can start with a place value mat, or if you don't have one, you can just draw a simple chart that shows tens and ones like I have here. And you can use these magnetic base 10 blocks. Let's start with the problem 34 plus 23. So I would just build 34 with my tens, my three tens, and then I would build the four ones. Then I'm going to have the students build 23. So there's my 34 and then my 23. That's the first step. Then I want to combine the tens and the ones. I like to just move them up so they're next to each other. It's easier for the students to see and count. And then we count. Start with the tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. 34 plus 23 is 57. It's really important for your students to build with base 10 blocks and write the answer at the same time. It gets them practicing seeing the number with base 10 blocks and seeing how the place value is written. Once your students have mastered the physical base 10 blocks, then it's ready to move on to worksheets like this that show the base 10 blocks. In this example, students would count the tens just like they did with the physical base 10 blocks, 10, 20, 30, and then 40, 50. Then they can count the ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When they combine the tens and the ones, they get 58. Then they can just write the answer underneath just like that. And then they can move on to the other problems in the worksheet. If you're looking for something to use with your students for practice, you can find this in my TPT store. Let's talk about some common mistakes that you might see while your students are adding two-digit numbers with base 10 blocks. They might just miscount. They might not touch every 10 or every 1, and so they're going to get the wrong answer that way. Or you might see that they're just not organized and they count the ones twice or they forget one. It's really important that your students are organized, use those place value mats, or even just have them draw the tens and ones chart like I did earlier. That would be something that they can do. I loved keeping those place value mats handy in my classroom so the students could go get them at any time. It's very helpful to build that independence when they're working and that you don't have to be interrupted while you're working with other students. One last thing before we go, I really appreciate you being here. Make sure that you subscribe so you know when the next strategy drops. And if you are interested in the resource that I showed today, the link is in the description below. You can find it in my TPT store. Bye.